The year is 2024. The echoes of history whisper warnings, urging us to listen and learn from the past. Nazi Germany stands as a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked hate and the fragility of democracy. The Nazi regime, with its chillingly effective propaganda machine, systematically demonized entire groups of people, culminating in the horrors of the Holocaust. Today, similar rhetoric, eerily reminiscent of that dark chapter, has found a voice in America. Donald Trump's words and actions, particularly his targeting of immigrants and minorities, raise serious concerns about the path our nation is taking. Are we witnessing a dangerous echo of the past, a slide towards authoritarianism fueled by fear and division? The parallels between Nazi propaganda and Trump's rhetoric are striking and deeply troubling. Both rely on a toxic mix of fear-mongering, scapegoating, and outright lies to manipulate public opinion and consolidate power. Just as Hitler painted Jews as a dangerous other, a threat to the purity of the German nation, Trump has repeatedly demonized immigrants, portraying them as criminals and a drain on society. This deliberate distortion of reality, this painting of entire groups of people as enemies, is a hallmark of authoritarian regimes throughout history. It is a strategy designed to divide and conquer, to turn neighbor against neighbor, and to erode the very fabric of a diverse and inclusive society. The lessons of history are clear. When hate speech goes unchecked, when the rights of minorities are trampled upon, when fear and division are allowed to fester, democracy itself is at risk. The rise of Nazi Germany serves as a stark warning, a reminder that the erosion of democratic norms can happen gradually, almost imperceptibly, until it is too late. The time to heed these warnings is now, before the echoes of hate turn into a deafening roar. At the heart of both Nazi propaganda and Trump's rhetoric lies a chilling tactic: dehumanization. This insidious strategy aims to strip individuals of their humanity, to reduce them to mere stereotypes or caricatures, making it easier to justify discrimination, violence, and even genocide. This process of dehumanization often begins with language, with words carefully chosen to demonize and devalue the targeted group. Hitler infamously referred to Jews as rats and parasites, portraying them as a threat to the health and purity of the German nation. This deliberate use of animalistic language served to strip Jews of their humanity, to position them as something less than human, something to be feared and eradicated. Similarly, Trump has repeatedly used dehumanizing language when referring to immigrants, particularly those from Latin America. He has called them animals, criminals, and rapists, painting a picture of dangerous invaders threatening the safety and security of American citizens. This deliberate use of inflammatory rhetoric is not simply about scoring political points or appealing to a particular base. It has real-world consequences. When leaders use such language, when they normalize hate and prejudice, they create a climate of fear and intolerance that can embolden individuals to act on their bigotry. The violence and discrimination faced by minority groups throughout history is a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked hate speech. Words have power, and when those words are used to dehumanize and demonize, they can have deadly consequences. Throughout history, those in power seeking to consolidate control and deflect blame have often resorted to a cynical tactic: scapegoating. This involves identifying a vulnerable group, often a minority population, and blaming them for society's ills. This scapegoated group is then subjected to discrimination, prejudice, and violence, while the real problems facing the nation remain unaddressed. This playbook of prejudice was employed with devastating effectiveness by the Nazi regime, and it is a strategy that finds disturbing echoes in Trump's rhetoric and policies. Hitler exploited the economic anxieties and social unrest of post-World War I Germany to scapegoat Jews, blaming them for the country's economic woes and portraying them as a threat to German identity. This tactic resonated with a population desperate for someone to blame for their suffering, allowing Hitler to consolidate power and implement his hateful agenda. Similarly, Trump has repeatedly scapegoated immigrants, particularly those from Latin America, for a range of problems facing the United States, from crime and drug trafficking to unemployment and economic stagnation. This tactic of blaming immigrants for complex societal problems is not only intellectually dishonest, but also deeply dangerous. It ignores the significant contributions that immigrants have made to the United States throughout its history, from building railroads and founding businesses to enriching the cultural fabric of the nation. By scapegoating immigrants, Trump has fueled a climate of fear and suspicion, leading to an increase in hate crimes and discrimination against immigrant communities. This divisive rhetoric undermines the very fabric of American society, eroding the values of tolerance, diversity, and inclusivity that have long been hallmarks of the nation. If you found this analysis insightful, please like and subscribe to the Thinking Clearly channel for more in-depth discussions and critical perspectives.